They do, Danny. The positives will always outweigh the negatives. It is jealousy. Unfortunately, I think people they must need more in their life. That's all.
I thought you were going to say something else.
I was going to say something dynamic, but I didn't in the end.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be talking all about the Sullivans. We're giving them a dedicated video yet again because they just bring it all the time. Now, before we get into the nitty gritty of the video, some of you who are just here for the Sullivans may not have realised or may not have got the memo yet that I have started up a channel membership. It's just 99p. And if you can afford to do so, there's a number of perks associated with this, such as you get access to the Discord chat, so you can chat with other members and myself, of course. There's even a dedicated Sullivans little section where you can talk about Sullivans if you want to. And there's other perks associated, and it's just 99p. That is so low. That's as low as I can go. If you'd like to sign up, join everybody else who's already signed up, please see the link in the description box below, and or hit the join button there as well. I hope to see you there soon. For now, let's get back into this video. So I was going through Shein, whatever it's called, right? I thought, I've never ordered there before, so I thought I'd have a little look through. You know, I was looking at the women's clothing. You know how it is. I was taking a little look at the snazzy clothing that's available over on Shein. It's so cheap, bloody hell, it's cheap, isn't it? Fucking hell, like £7 for just anything you want. It's absolutely dirt cheap. It's almost as if it's too cheap for some reason, but we'll give them the benefit of the doubt. I was going to buy some clothing, you know, not for myself or anything like that. But then news came through, breaking news in actual fact came through from Zoe and Ben Sullivan.
I'm ready. I have had a look. Actually, I had no idea that Shein did so many like kids games.
They're doing everything now.
Like
Shein, big feet and everything.
I call them learning games, but they're games anyway, aren't they? Like so many different things on there, like wooden toys, and I mean, I'm not entirely sure of the quality, but I'm going to order some and see what they're like. Anyway, like just loads and loads of stuff.
They do loads now, Shein. I was quite surprised what they do, like all sorts of stuff.
So hold the phone, guys. They do learning games. I can get some stuff for my kids to do homeschooling. Absolutely never knew this information about Shein. I think this is a brilliant idea, Zoe. Get right on it. Get your kids involved. They need home learning essentials. Gotta get it from Shein somehow, but forget about all the bad, you know, the awful working conditions. I don't know what they're moaning about over there at the factory. It's being paid 3p per garment. Fucking hell. Did you know that about Shein? 3p per garment that the workers get paid. 3p. No wonder. That's why it's so cheap, you know. It must be the reason. But never mind, it doesn't matter because I need some stuff for my kids for their homeschooling, right? So I'm going to get all their home learning essentials from Shein. Obviously, I am. You know, Zoe has spoken. She's the influencer. She knows what she's talking about. She's done her research into the company she's advertising here, the company that she's influencing people to spend their money on. So she knows, obviously, that it's not the best conditions, but she doesn't care. As long as she's happy, that's all that matters. That's all that matters, as long as Zoe Sullivan is satisfied. Isn't that right? She's been satisfied at least 12 times by Ben. Sorry. Fucking hell. Okay, so what else happened? Ben was being dynamic.
I think as well, everything's so dynamic for us at the moment, you know, because that's a big word, isn't it?
It is a big word.
Blimey. Shocked myself then. Dynamic. Yeah, everything's so like dynamic at the moment.
Don't keep saying it. It's the only word that you know.
So dynamic at the moment.
I don't even know what
I'm quite dynamic as well. Everything's so like I can't think of another word now. I can't think of another word.
One thing that Ben and Zoe can never be accused of is being dynamic. They're like the slowest, like most mundane people that I've ever seen on YouTube ever. Right? Dynamism is not one word I would associate with either of them. But anyway, somebody asked the question about what their superpowers would be. Very good question, and I think Ben has the answer.
So Danny G asked if we could have superpower, what would it be?
I don't know. The ability to clean really fast.
Well, like Superwoman.
Yeah.
You've got that ability already.
No, I haven't, and I hate it.
I don't know, to be honest.
I know. I'd like the ability to not have to sleep, so I'd have more hours to do things.
But something did come up on something retro came up on Instagram the other day. It was Banana Man. I remember watching Banana Man.
That's not a superpower.
He's a super dude, don't he?
Yeah, no, but that's not your superpower.
Who remembers Banana Man?
Would you? I remember Banana Man.
Acacia Road. Did he live in Acacia Road? Or was that somebody else? I can't remember.
No, that is Banana Man.
Is that Banana Man? Yeah, that came up on. I don't know, to be honest with you. I quite like Magneto from the X-Men. He's quite cool.
That's not a superpower.
What's that then?
Well, that's just his character.
No, he's got a superpower.
Yeah, but what would your
He can control metal and stuff.
Yeah, but no, what would your superpower be?
Since Ben clearly doesn't quite get the gist of what's going on, I've come up with the superpower that Ben has. It's Dynamic Man. You know, he said it already. He's very dynamic at the moment. He's dynamic. He has a lot of dynamism. And, yeah, he's Dynamic Man, I think. Not to be confused with Dynamite Man with his plunger and the toy. Oh, anyway. Dynamic Man. That's you, Ben.
I don't know.
You don't know.
I don't know.
Anything.
I don't know.
Could be anything.
The ability to think of answers when I need to.
I know what the ability to remember people's names.
So yeah, Dynamite Man. Dynamic Man, Ben, is not being very dynamic in deciding what his name should be. Maybe Dynamite Man might be a more appropriate term for him, right? But Dynamite... Brain to mouth. Dynamic Man is maybe not the best solution, maybe not the best assumption, not the best summing up of Ben, I don't think. Anyway, Dynamite, for fuck's sake, seriously, I'm going mental, honestly. I've lost it. Dynamic Man is being very dynamic at the moment with regards to business, his business acumen.
Fluid.
I don't know what you're trying to say.
Everything's so fluid at the moment, especially with like YouTube, social media, Facebook, and everything. Because we've literally gone. We really want to do well at this. So you know, the same as what YouTube doing a YouTube video pretty much every day and editing and all that. This is factoring all those things in as well, isn't it, into our normal life and school runs and everything else. And sometimes we actually say quite often on the videos, you know, I don't know where the day has gone. We genuinely mean it.
I don't know where the day goes.
We genuinely mean it because we've just got everybody up, everybody's breakfast, everybody's dressed, gone to school, done a bit of social media, come back. We're filming as well, vlogging as well. And then it's kind of like next minute it's get Joseph and everyone a snack, and then we might go out for a little walk and do a bit down the beach or whatever else. Then it's lunch. And then before you know it, you're picking the kids up from school. Teenagers are home, tea time, bedtime. And you're like, I just don't know what's going on. I don't know what's going on. But to be honest with you, we are starting to, the dust is settling. The dust is settling. And it was a big change for me as well, going from working for somebody else to working for myself is a big change after so many years. But it's a very good change. And long may it last.
Long may it last indeed, Ben. Although I'm not so sure that it's going to last that long, because did you know, fun fact here for you, Ben, family vlogging is a dying breed, right? All the best or biggest family vloggers, even they are struggling these days. Remember the Ace family, right? Millions of pounds they've earned over the years. They've got like 15 million subs or whatever, right? They got divorced and you know, they've had issues and they've lost the house and they became bankrupt and stuff like that. Ingham family, your favourites, right? Obviously, you take after them, you model yourself off them. They once were bringing in 250,000, 500,000 views every single vlog. Now can hardly scrape together 30,000. That's a fraction, right? All sorts of family vloggers dying out because people are getting used to or becoming wise to the dangers of family vlogging and why it's wrong. The only problem is, Ben, that you have not seemed to get the memo yet about why it's wrong to film your kids, right? It's very simple. Watch any of my other videos. You'll know. You'll already know. You do know. I've already told you. I know you've watched my videos, so you know why it's dangerous and what's wrong with it. I'm not just saying it for the good of my health. You know, it is wrong and it's dangerous and you shouldn't be doing it, and yet you don't seem to understand it. And I think it's maybe a mental capacity. You don't quite have it in you to fully understand. But as regards to long may it continue, I think that Zoe pretty much sums it up.
Dropping hole.
Oh, Cindy said the shirts you made for Joseph are brilliant. They really are. They're really good.
He loves them.
Obviously, can't sell them because they're copyrighted, aren't they? But they're great.
Which is a shame.
Thanks, Zoe.
But I can't.
Has Dave fallen over?
Can you imagine if I started selling them? Can you imagine the backlash I would get from that?
I'm going to dress like Dave one day. I swear. That could be a good challenge.
If I started selling stuff that was copyright online, I think the troll brigade would be out in force within about 24 seconds. I'd have the police at my door.
You're being cuffed.
Probably social services again. I'd have everybody here.
A-team, SWAT, everybody over here, wouldn't they?
Isabel would have environmental health here. We'd have everybody here. So no, it's not worth it.
Oh my word! Why don't they just get a life?
They should indeed get a life. You know, trying to protect your kids. Oh, what a nerve! What a liberty! What a liberty! They dare to try and protect your kids. Oh, okay. You know, I think that maybe you should possibly take on board what they say, but what Zoe says here is very true. You know, you make one small wrong move and people will be on to you in a flash, right? You're putting yourselves out there on social media, not in a good way, and people will latch on to that and they will try to take you down at every given opportunity. I know for myself that, yeah, I won't report you for petty things, right? I won't. But if you make any erroneous errors, I will be straight on to you and I'll expose you for everything that you do ever. So, you know, bring it on, basically.
So like I said, glad we did start on YouTube. Yeah, we are. We honestly, we love what we do. You know, it's tough sometimes with some of the stuff you get, but whatever. It is what it is. But no, we're so glad we did.
It's not just us. I see so many other people that I follow.
Content creators.
Just they get the same, and it's just not fair. People need to get a new hobby.
Yeah.
It isn't fair, Zoe. It isn't fair. I mean, I get hate. I do. I know it's hard to believe that I also get hate. I deal with it and get rid of it. and move on, right? That's all you can do. It's all you can do. I get hate for trying to protect your kids. You know, it's hard to believe, but that actually does happen. It's weird, okay? It is weird, but it happens. Now, you endanger your kids, you're bound to get hate, right? If I get hate for protecting them anyway, it just seems to be very much like they don't get it, and the followers don't get it either.
They do, Danny. The positives will always outweigh the negatives. It is jealousy, unfortunately. I think people they must need more in their life, that's all.
I thought you were going to say something else.
I was going to say something dynamic, but I didn't in the end.
You thought about being dynamic, but you just could not be bothered. Sounds about right, Ben. Sounds about right, to be fair. But the positives will always outweigh the negatives with regards to filming your kids for profit. So what is the positives over the negatives? Well, the positives, in their terms, I can only imagine, because it doesn't seem on the surface to be many positives to filming your kids, right? So the only one I can think of that will be for them is money, right? It's got to be money. It can't be anything else. There isn't any other positive to filming your kids. Everything else is negative. Now, the negatives are things like random strangers taking images of your children and passing them around the dark web. That's a negative, right? Random strangers doing things like whilst watching your kids, right? That's a negative. The positive being money, the negative being your kids being passed around the dark web. So you take the positive, you think the money will outweigh your kids being passed around the dark web. No normal person thinks like that. No normal person does, but you do, and apparently your subs do too. So that's not good, is it? Now, with regards to endangering your kids, there's things like this, you know, it's a little bit minor, but it's just...
I told you the girls didn't do dancing on a Friday anymore.
Did you?
Yes.
Okay then.
We had a conversation.
Apparently so.
So, the girls no longer go to dance on a Friday. Don't forget, guys, they don't go to dance on a Friday anymore. So if you're going to stand outside their dance school, don't do it. Not on a Friday, at least, anyway. It's on one of the other days of the week, possibly. Right, so my point here is telling your viewers where your kids are going to be on a daily basis. It's not a good idea, right? Is it? Not at all. Now, going back to the whole business thing that Ben is so desperate to be the businessman of the year on YouTube. He thinks he's going to get 100,000 subs. He's determined, guys. He's determined to get those 100,000 subs, but he will not do so with the knowledge like this.
There was a couple of shout out requests and birthday requests that came onto Joseph's video for his birthday, and I meant to screenshot them, but I didn't. And I thought, well, I can go back onto the comments later on. But the problem is, YouTube have turned that video to made for kids, so that means the comments have gone, and I can't go back on them. They literally just turn the comments off. It just happens now and again with YouTube. They'll review videos and they'll decide whether it's made for kids or not. But for me, I still don't quite understand the whole made for kids thing, because if it's something like a proper nursery rhyme channel or Blippi or some of the other channels like that are made specifically for children, then I can understand why they'll be made for kids. But I don't know. And not that.
Of course it was made for kids, Ben. The problem is you're not seeing it, right? The video in question was a 6-year-old opening his birthday presents, right? Who, apart from children, would be interested in that? That's what you're trying to justify. You're trying to say that, a child, 6-year-old, opening presents is designed for everybody? Nobody wants to watch that. It is specifically for kids. I guarantee the biggest part of an audience on those videos are children, right? I don't know specifically on your videos. I don't know. And you won't know either, because the analytics don't show children who have watched. They can't do it. It's impossible, right? But on any video,
it's an issue.
on
it just
any
means that
channel
it just means that the comments are turned
like
off.
Christmas morning opening
so nobody can comment on it. So
or
it's
birthday
almost like
morning opening presents.
I
Those
kind of have to tell you
things.
that
The
so you don't
largest
think we've
part
just turned the comments off.
any commenters.
Well, the businessman of the
or
year
watchers
who
of
is so in
viewers
tune
are
with
children.
YouTube
Children
doesn't
want
quite
to
understand
watch
the
other
made for
children
kids
opening presents.
situation.
Adults
right?
don't want to
So
watch
I'm going
other
to tell
children
you
opening
this now,
presents.
Ben, that
That's
made for kids.
That's just
is
ridiculous.
not a good thing
right?
for you.
You've got to understand
right?
that.
First
So
up,
yes, your
it doesn't
video
just
was
solely
made
mean
for
your
kids.
comments
Maybe
are
in your
switched
head
off,
it wasn't,
right?
but it actually
That's
was
not
made
the only
for kids.
thing that
And that's
happens
what
when
YouTube
it's moved over to made for kids, because comments being off is just one thing. Basically, when it's kids related or it's aimed at kids, there's a certain thing called COPPA. You may have heard of it. It came into force a few years ago. COPPA, I think. And it basically means that you can't target ads specifically to children, right? You can't. So if a video has kid-led content, then it will be made so that you won't earn as much on it, if anything, right? Because children cannot be the target of your videos. Children cannot be the target of the ads. So when the ads are like, when ads appear, they're just generalized, non-targeted ads, so people are less likely to be interested in them. Comments are switched off because you can't engage with children in the comments. I think you'll find notifications would be switched off as well, because there can be no engagement with kids on the video. That's basically what came into force a few years back, right? So there we have it. That is Dynamic Man and his wonderful sidekick, Dynamite Woman. I just come out with that just now. Brilliant, aren't I? I'm going to have to draw this. Okay, right. So, right. Okay. Yeah, that is Dynamic Man, right? One thing I've noticed, actually, between the two of them, whenever they're sat together, they're never sat together. When they're in the kitchen closing out videos, they're stood together, but they're never stood together. They're always stood apart. They're always sat apart. There's no sort of affection there. I know they've been married a long time, so then maybe that is why. But it's just an observation that they don't seem particularly sort of close to each other. And given it's a family channel, they need to try and portray that they are a close-knit family, close marriage and everything. That's what they need to portray. But, you know, there you go. Anyway, if you've appreciated this video, please give it a massive thumbs up. Comment all of your thoughts about it down below, and subscribe to the channel if you are brand new. Until next time, don't be dynamite. Dynamic. Who knows? Take care and bye-bye.